What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm the Logic Vault, and this is a Wednesday morning. We got some Wednesday logic today. It's from Fox News, it looks like. That's some good coffee. There was a fiery street takeover, and officers were attacked. So we're going to get into it, and we're going to take a look and see what happened. Yeah, officers attacked during fire street takeover. We'll see.
They were throwing explosives, like firework-looking explosives.
Explosives? Hey, yo.
All like the people were out running, and there was about probably 25, 30 cop cars. That cop car lighting on fire because of the explosives was insane.
Boston cops under attack when a street takeover descends into chaos. At one point, agitators shoot fireworks at a squad car, causing it to burst into flames. Look at that, with an officer trapped inside. Now, as the crowd continued to wreak havoc, two suspects, an 18-year-old and a 19-year-old, were arrested and charged with assaulting a police officer.
Look at this goofy retard and this dummy right here. Secondly, what? How the fuck was the cop trapped?
Hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Kaylee McEnany here with my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Emily Campagno. Also joining us, Molly Hemingway, Fox News contributor, and joining us on the couch for the first time, we're excited to have him, John Ashbrook, co-host
God, you are
of the
creepy
Ruthless
looking.
Podcast. Welcome. Well, the
Don't
president
ever
of the
smile at
Boston
me
Police
again
Union
like
says his
that.
officers were always targets.
It has happened the last couple of years on a single
fucking
incident, or maybe a
horrifying.
couple of incidents through the summer. Where it used to be drag racers would come in, they'd come in 1, 2, 3 in the morning, separate communities, spin the tires, make a bunch of smoke, and then go on their way. And we would monitor them, rightfully so. But what happened last weekend got
See
out
that?
of
That's respect there between the criminals and the police, okay? 1, 2, 3 in the morning, spin some tires, and they'd be on their way. No harm, no foul, nothing done. And they'd monitor them, whatever, as long as nobody's getting hurt, nobody's robbing anybody, nobody's getting killed, no houses are getting broken into. That was the most respectful thing right there between law enforcement and criminals, okay? Because they've got a job to do and the criminals got a job to do. You know what I mean? That criminals are criminals. They're going to break and enter, they're going to attack, like that's it's a job pretty much, It's life. I don't know what else to tell you. Let's fix that. There we go. Sweet.
control. It went through 4 different communities, ended up here at a couple of locations in Boston, and each location that they went to in this past incident, it appears as though they got more aggressive. And when they ended up in the downtown South End section of Boston, that pretty much, in our opinion, looked premeditated. They knew what they were going to do, and they were hell-bent on attacking police officers.
See, now that's not something I can stand for, dude. Why are you just going to go randomly attack police officers? What the hell's the matter with you? Dude, that's like a random person going out and attacking random people. What the hell is the matter with you? Do you take too much Tylenol? Oh, Jesus.
Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey pledged to put an end to this dangerous trend.
This was 10 hours ago.
Anyone who
posted.
engages in that conduct will be found and will be held accountable to the furthest extent of the law. I just want to be really clear that we have zero tolerance for this in the state. Some of the perpetrators are from Massachusetts. Other perpetrators are coming into Massachusetts.
Oh,
but
hell
whether you're
no.
in Massachusetts or you think about coming to Massachusetts, you are not welcome to engage in that conduct at any time, in any place, anywhere in this state.
But lighting a cop
sound
car
like
on
somebody's
fire in
grandmother.
Boston was just the finale for these vandals. Earlier in the night, crowds at other street takeovers across the state shot fireworks at cops, almost hit an officer with a possible stolen car, and blocked crucial roads leading to a hospital. Emily, yet again we see this, an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, this time assault and battery. And my question is,
That dude's got a
how do you
creepy
stop
smile.
these individuals? This seems like an intervention
stand by
point when
that.
someone's 18 or 19 years old from becoming a career criminal who could go on to perpetrate other violent crimes.
Yeah, you stop through deterrence, and that means enforcing the laws, and that means equipping the judges with some type of a modicum of control and influence over the outcome, so they don't sit there and say, my hands are tied, they're juveniles, so we're going to put them through family court, they'll be out in 2 seconds. Look, what I see here is a pattern that's very frightening, and to me it's reflective of the prior administration's
Arrest them and lock them
policies
up.
and the Democrat and liberal DAs that
When it's premeditated like this and they know what they're doing and they're attacking other people, which an officer is a person, that they're people, dude, they need to, oh, Jesus. They need to be held accountable.
Have been allowed to foment and fester in all of these Democrat cities. And that is
let's give it a
that
like.
out-of-state agitators, out-of-area agitators come and join what they were sort of describing as a ruckus. I mean, you heard the police union chief talk about it, the president talk about, look, it used to be, drag racing on the streets. Who hasn't done that? That's been there since the 50s, whatever, right? Now he says throughout the night, it was.
You see that? It's been done since the 50s. They don't care. Like, that's, we get it, right? There's a respect thing between the two. Drag races from one point to the next point. And they just monitor you. Make sure you don't crash. Make sure you don't rob nobody or somebody gets hurt. That's fine. People like that. It's fun. Like, I like that, dude. I'll drag race all damn day. Hell yeah. I'd love to do that with people. I'd love to watch it and be a part of it. Absolutely. But when you start attacking the law enforcement that are monitoring you, yeah, that's the right word. I didn't know if I was saying it right. Then it becomes a problem. That's an issue.
Escalating in violence, escalating in targeting, and then culminating in what I see as an enhancement, by the way, that can receive the death penalty.
Dude,
if you
they're
shoot
fucking
an
children.
explosive incendiary device at a car with a cop inside, that is absolutely death penalty eligible. So I think here they're making the right statements, but now we need to see it backed up with arrests and with sentences that are commensurate with the crime, not the ages.
Yeah, it's a great point, Harris, especially when you look and you have the union saying that the city was hell-bent, that these individuals were hell-bent on attacking law enforcement officers. We see this in Portland, and people like to infantilize the kids there. They're on a naked bike ride in Portland.
What is wrong with
they tried
them?
to burn down a place that law enforcement inhabits in a nice facility, and here again, targeting a guy in a car with a fire.
Yeah, I just want to visit this idea, though, that they are somehow adolescents working through aggression and trying to get older. I mean, these are men. These are men and women of adult ages. At that age, at 18, you could fight in a war for this country. They've decided to take their anger and purpose their violence toward, I don't even know what you call this because it's dangerous. So I like a one-strike you're out theory for this particular age group. And Emily's right. So you make the punishment fit the crime, but you don't wait for it to be 2 and 3 strikes before you get tough on them. I mean, we are living in a place right now in America where soft on crime policies have gotten out of hand. So maybe they started when they were young and have just gotten better at it now. Well, then let's have that tougher conversation legally with them while they're still young.
They need to be arrested
John,
and locked
I wonder
up.
where this attitude and
Tried
this
as an
disrespect
adult,
for police comes
regardless
from. I started
of
thinking
age.
about it, and I think back to 2014.
When you cause problems like that, you need to be held liable and accountable. Arrested, locked up, and tried as an adult. You want to make dumb adult decisions and you want to make criminal decisions,
2015,
you're going to
some
get
of the
treated
narratives
like
that were sown during the Obama administration around Michael Brown,
That goes for
hands
me.
up,
That
don't
goes for
shoot,
anybody.
And then Obama's DOJ comes out and says,
I'm well aware of
hey,
my
nope,
actions and
nothing
things
to see
I
here.
do.
That was lawful self-defense. Kamala doubled down on the false narrative many years later. I bring that up because people have been taught, it's been sown in their head politically to disrespect police, disrespect law enforcement. And we know the bad apple in law enforcement is the rare exception. These are heroic men and women.
Yeah, the cops have a very, very difficult job. And I have a bunch of friends who are cops. I've got friends who are cops during riots. I've got friends who are cops at the point that you're talking about in our country where, unfortunately, just
I don't know if I could be friends with that guy. He's creepy looking.
Went way, way bad. I remember a friend of mine.
I mean, I could be
taking
polite
his
to him for
daughter
sure, but
to
his
soccer practice,
smile.
and he got off his shift.
That dude needs to be in a horror movie.
And people at soccer practice
He needs to be
were
in that
like
movie, Smile.
looking at him, giving him side eye. Somebody walked up and made a comment to him. And they already have a difficult job enough as it is dealing with all of these things that you saw in the video that, like, you need that support from the officials. And, of course, now the governor of Massachusetts seems to be saying the right things, but how are they actually going to back it up? You know, the mayor of Boston has been very anti-police throughout her tenure. And we know, you mentioned Portland. In the state of Oregon, they spend more money on illegal health care than they do for cops.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, you took the words out of my
ridiculous,
mouth.
dude.
As you look at this,
Ridiculous.
Molly, I mean, these are violent scenes. And you have Governor Maura Healey saying, we have a zero tolerance policy. Well, really? When Boston's mayor, Michelle Wu, has repeatedly bucked Tom Homan, trying to play the strong woman, we won't work with ICE.
Well, you know, you're right that these anti-police narratives took root more than a decade ago, but they really got going during the BLM riots in 2020.
Yeah,
We saw there
yeah, they
just
did.
an actual agenda
Agreed.
to decrease law and order.
It got
on city
worse and
streets,
worse.
to remove police officers. And this wasn't just supported by the Democrat Party and the media, but also corporations, which I think we should remember gave $100 billion to the BLM movement. Criminals and Antifa and other left-wing terror groups understand that to gain political control, you actually need to control the streets. And so it's not surprising that we're seeing these problems in both of these areas. And Portland has, to your point, John, has actually helped some of these criminals and Antifa networks think about how to avoid accountability for what they're doing to the city.
Yeah, and just a reminder, Kamala Harris solicited money and donations for the Minnesota Freedom Fund. And part of that money from that fund was used to bail out people in those 2020 riots. So that's how a narrative
Look at that
takes hold over
creepy
time.
ass smile.
Hey everyone,
Oh
I'm
my
Emily
God.
Campagno. Catch me and my co-host Harris.
Anyways, so that was Boston. Okay, that was Boston on fire, basically, because of some degenerate juveniles. I'll say it once, I'll say it again, man. If you're gonna act like this, you're gonna get treated. You're gonna get treated like, you know, like an animal. If you're gonna act like an animal, you're gonna get treated like an animal. Okay? You're gonna act like a criminal, you're gonna get treated like a criminal. There was an old saying that I heard was, you know, perception is reality. Well, I mean, yes and no. I agree with it and I disagree with it. I'm a little on the fence with that statement. But in this case, perception is reality. It absolutely is. You're going to act like this, you're going to get treated like that. You know, you're going to do one thing, you're going to get handed another. It's cause and effect, ladies and gentlemen. We've known this since we were fucking knee-high to a grasshopper. All right? Like, we're growing up and you get taught right from wrong. Everybody does. We need to figure out the bullshit. All right? We got to figure it out. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to The Logic Vault, where my opinions piss off you and everyone else. Or you agree with them. That's cool too. But again, guys, it's The Logic Vault, man. We do it the logic way or with no logic at all. I'll see you guys in the next one.